There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 12 of Pendragon's Age of Uther. I'm Eric, your game master, and I'm super excited to be back here. Hope everyone's being well, staying safe, getting through these trying times. Colin. Jim.
Howdy.
Yeah. Welcome. Good to see you too.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Good to be here, Eric.
Yeah, I think Psyker Zero in chat was like a shining light in these dark times. Exactly.
And what great entertainment and way to pass the time as well, because social distancing and all streaming.
Yeah. Great time to catch up on your favorite D&D based YouTube show. If anyone knows of any off the top of their head to check out,
Sure.
Maybe we can plug that at the end.
There you. Yeah, better hone your DM craft. If only there was a channel. If only there was.
Yeah. There's one.
Litany of
Matt Colville. Yeah. There you
oh
go.
yeah.
Right.
Oh, right.
Yeah. He was that guy that used to post on RPGNet, right?
I thought it was Mike. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Cool.
I'm gonna stop before.
All right. It's the year 491, everybody.
Damn right
as always,
is.
I'm starting with a poem.
Mm-hmm.
Reason's treason, cries the heart. Love's insane, replies the brain. Incompatibles by Michael R. Birch. And it's pretty suitable considering the world at large. Because right now, the world of Salisbury and our player knights are kind of serendipitously isolated from the great political plate tectonics going on right now. And it's kind of weird I would use isolation and social distance. Anyway, stay safe, everybody. Make sure we keep those keep those cases under manageable levels for our healthcare stuff. So as our world renews for 491, this is for everyone but Colin right now, except for sorry Garrett. Spring wind carries on it news. Gorlois is a traitor. He has violated Uther's hospitality, slaying some servants in a rage before leaving at night, and other perversions of the noblesse oblige that nobles like yourselves are honored to uphold.
Disturbing.
What?
You are just hearing the rumors and trials from various merchants coming through, especially from London with the news.
Is that in the wake of Lindsay or?
Yes,
or
this is in the wake of Lindsay. Correct.
Okay.
Apparently Uther might like Gorlois' wife. It's not really clear. Right. So in the spite of the Battle of Lindsay and just how hectic that was, there's no time for peace in this economy.
No.
War will be brought upon Cornwall this year.
So we're skipping right there. It's
he's a traitor. He must be paid. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
We'll talk. Well, we're not going directly into the battle. We still have spring, but the mustering will be revolving around that, right? News travels slow and it's hard, but as a knight, this is literally your one job of what are we doing this year, right? And everyone's talking about Uther's pissed. If Uther's pissed, and everyone's sharpening their swords and getting everything ready again, then you're looking at your horse being like, I gotta go march, across this country and go fight someone again. Either you love it or you hate it, but that is your job, and that is the one thing you'll be doing this year. All right, so opening scene, Gorthrin is introduced to his new mom.
Yes, I had a question about that. So Gorthrin's introduced to his new mom.
We're on the same page.
Gorthrin is 5.
Yeah, going on 6, right?
Okay, 5 going on 6. Walking, talking. I mean, by now I imagine
it's more than that.
Yeah, it's more than that. He's fully absorbed, probably whatever pre-nightly training or whatever his disposition is. I don't know. When in this society?
Look, you're getting ahead of yourself. That's an important question after this moment. But yes, he's a big boy. But right now, Gorthrin's growing big for his age.
Nice.
He's not super handsome. But he's not he's not a rat. He's fine. But he's definitely a head taller than his peers right now.
Sweet.
He hit that size growth early,
Yeah.
and but he just has that sort of like just that classic little like curiosity that all kids have. And after being introduced to Grade, Gorthrin kind of just blurts out, it's like, so do you know how to sword fight like Colin? And there's a weird pause between you two. What do you say?
We when it was clear that there was no between us, I figured we had to find something productive to do with our time. And she seemed interested in swordplay. He's kind of embarrassed by it.
I don't think there's a role for you to save yourself from the scorn that you're gonna get. This is a dragon's
just like
breath.
he's
There's a scorn coming at you. You know,
hey, you know,
really.
They were married for what,
Do the
3
best
years?
you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And Gorthrin doesn't realize necessarily that's a bad thing. He knows it's kind of a hush, but like, oh, you're in a sword fight like Alwyn with me?
No, he's talking about real swords.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Grade will politely be like, oh well, no, but I would love to see how you are just like your father, kind of thing, right? And spins it really well while and watching Colin while also looking at you, knowing that there's words later, and your apology is completely rebuffed, non-verbally, you know.
Yeah.
Just feel like, oh, it's really like Scrubs, and you're just like digging a grave for yourself. You're like, well, I mean, we had a lot of time on our hands right now, and it's just like, you know. But
yeah, he's totally, he thinks it's, you know.
Yeah, but here's really the question I want to do, and I'm so glad you were picking up on it. Is that, and I think this is probably through messaging from your wife actually giving you this. But Gorthrin is big enough for his age that he's been looked at by some of the teachers in Sarum, and that he'd be accepted to be a page a year early.
Okay.
Would you send him? He's 6. He's a big boy. He could do it. Right?
But do we want to redshirt him?
Yeah. Like, do you send him away this year, knowing that extra year of paging could mean that he's the best knight he could ever be? Or do you want to give him that last year as a kid, and maybe get used to his new mom?
So that's a tough question, because on the one hand,
that's why I wrote it down so I don't forget it.
I've been thinking about it, and so like on the one hand, sending him away does give him that leg up and allows Irwin, completely forgot my character's name. That's Irwin's like new family to have to find root, like, because one of the things I was worried about was maybe Lady Grey would be resentful of Gorthrin as a firstborn, especially now that Morgan has entered the picture. But at the same time, the question I really had was, what is Gorthrin's predilection? Is there any indication of what a preference is, or whether they're steward or knight in their outlook?
He's just screaming with a sword going,
I figured. So
you tell me, man, that looks like the same.
Right.
Is that the sign of a champion inside of him winning a tournament, or is that just a kid?
It's like a 5-year-old.
There's like snot pouring out of his nose, screaming, which, I mean, is all great. That's where it starts, right?
I think so. I'm gonna say this.
Pam
Irwin is I think his love for family went up last session, and so it has been on his mind, his concern and care for them, certainly. And I think
I'm Uther Pendragon,
right.
As he runs around.
I would like to keep him on one more year, if only because to not mistake size for maturity. Yeah. And he might be big for his age, but he might not be ready for the responsibility of pagedom just yet.
Yeah, totally.
So I would give him that 1 year, but also have like he's 5. He can understand some of this, and he certainly knows what's coming for him in terms of like his life that's ahead of him. So I'd let him know this is kind of your last year, and it's your last year to learn everything you can. Kind of, this is our last year to teach you what we can teach you before it's off to the next person who's responsible for you. That's how I would approach it with Gorthrin.
So you wouldn't be coming with me?
No, son. Now he would be honest, like, no, son, yeah. I will be here, and we will see each other often, but you have much to learn from others.
Well, who would teach me in Sarum?
Well, you would be part of the page, the pages that they have there, and go through the whole thing about attending court and how to care for a horse and serve his master at dinner, that kind of thing. It's humility, son, so that you understand the power that you wield once you have attained knighthood. And then he'll just leave it at that, because Gorthrin doesn't have a say in the matter. He just, wants to be, wants to give him a heads up.
Yeah, his predilection is to be a knight.
Sure.
For sure. Running around with a sword.
He'll be wonderful at it.
Seeing both his parents rode on sword just means that he wanted a sword.
Oh, I can certainly see that.
Yeah. He's like, oh, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah. My son occasionally just comes up to me and goes, D&D. And
he's like, is your son on Twitter?
Right. He's like, it's just, Dad, D&D. Like, you're right. You're absolutely right. That's how often it gets talked about around him.
Oh, it's so funny.
Anyway,
it's like a shibboleth. It's like
right. Yeah. All come on.
So good. All right. I don't think there's any check, but I definitely think that Grade sees you as a good parent in a way, right? Like that's what she would have chose without saying anything. And that's like I think that you made the right call. And so then cool. Then quick cut to another scene at Chalderton. Erwin, this is a little bit later on in spring, right? As now you've heard about the news about the Battle of Lindsay's results and the feast and this war and stuff like that. And the sun shines warmly and fondly over Chalderton. You are in bed, lying in the arms of Grade. You're happy and content. Maybe you count your blessings until you realize that you slept in because your gosh dang cockerel crowed late again. So please check lazy. And I've went ahead and added one to your fate for this year.
Okay. He's just enjoying that idyllic life a little too much. It's springtime.
Yeah. This was your misfortune for the year.
So check lazy, not test it. We'll test
no,
it
you just check it.
Okay. Gotcha.
It's supposed to happen throughout the year. So I imagine even though you get rid of this one, the next one is also lazy.
So I've
it will be a running joke through the year that we won't see. But yeah.
Gotcha. I've also got energetic auto checked because of the apiary.
Oh, you're getting them both checked this year.
Nice.
Nice.
He's just don't know what to do. All right.
Right. So
he's
Gareth,
himself a little too much.
No problem. All right. Camera goes to Gareth. Lady Elaine's been getting suitors in Gareth's absence. Nothing permanent. Yeah. But, some knights and even some of the merchants from London have been making house calls just to make sure she's okay in this trying time of need. Her husband is missing at war. Oh, dear. We all heard this story. The only thing's missing is her, finishing a tapestry. Right?
Right. Right.
This is
an unstrung bow in the corner. Yeah.
Exactly. Right. And so that's what's kind of going on. And she's loving it. She's missed this life. Right. However, there's this sort of moment, internal monologue from Elaine being like, if I can just find that right person, then get me out of this situation. But to declare you dead means that I lose. It's a risky situation, and I don't know how it's going to play out. And I don't know how this. Let's see what happens in Cornwall before I make my move. Right.
Yeah.
And so she's playing around the field. She has irons in the fire, and then we cut to you, which is an idyllic, almost like a Walt Disney Bambi wooden, woods in the background kind of field, right?
Yep.
That's super quiet. You're not even on screen, but we hear you rushing around, and then the camera darts to a little rabbit, like a hare, running through the woods, and you and Beryl are chasing it. You look all muddy, and you look so hungry, You've been tracking down this hare for quite a while here. So would you mind giving me? Are you okay? I think Jim. Jim, do you have an EMP pulse? All right. Oh, Jim is now the XCOM
Nope.
voiceover guy.
He gave us the 1
Yeah, the 1
second.
moment.
So I think
Anyways,
he's
okay,
good.
so he's fine.
Somebody turn my lights out. I'll be all right in just a minute.
Okay, that's fine. Just want to make sure. Okay. Cool. So yeah, so you're chasing this this hare, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a quick hunting roll.
Oh God. Okay. Hey there, cat.
Commander. Yeah. Well done, Commander.
All right. Hunting.
You said
All
the
right,
advent packing.
10% chance. Look at that. Yeah, that's a very far from no.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. You are so hungry. So the answer is that you are fruitlessly catching up to this thing, but you're able to like keep kind of pursuing it, and that's when your quarry dashes beneath the robes of a praying nun, who turns to you, kind of shocked and surprised, and sees you and Beryl coming after her. She's just praying in like a glade, rosary kind of in hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
She has very red hair.
Okay. Is
otherwise
this
gray,
still
nunnery
kind of
clothes.
that dreamlike
Oh,
quality?
No,
Okay.
not at
yeah.
all. I was just giving you the dreamlike quality of only just because this is what I think of when I think of woods. But I feel like I might have
that's
given
fair.
you a little bait and switch situation.
A little bit, yeah.
But no.
No, okay.
That's just
Sir
the
Gareth-
woods in England. That's just
Sir
it's
Gareth
historically accurate woods.
Sir Gareth will drop to one knee
Yeah.
and make the sign of the cross in front of her and say, I beg your most ardent forgiveness, sweet lady, but we are lost and hungry
Oh, well.
and would invoke the merest hospitality that you have available.
Well, if you would just grant me this peace with this, and she like surprisingly like is very like this rabbit is very like friendly with her, and like she's like, oh well, and she kind of like picks it up and like holds it kind of like a cat, like pets it. Oh, you can't possibly think about eating this rabbit.
I
Please.
confess thinking such thoughts even now.
Spare this rabbit and come join us at the abbey. There'll be food for you.
I shall. And so shall he. If he deigns, it's up to you, Beryl.
Just like slobbering. Sure. Awesome. Yeah, cool. Give yourself 10 glory for sparing the rabbit.
Sparing the rabbit. It sounds like it should be a euphemism for something.
Yeah, it really should, right? But no, it's just
Wow, I really spared the rabbit last night.
Yeah. Cool. So this is a Pictish nun.
Okay. Yeah, I would ask where we are.
Right? Yeah. You're kind of close. You're kind of outside of Somerset. So not quite Stonehenge, so you're a little bit northeast, like closer to, you're kind of between Cornwall and Salisbury. Like the north. Like if there's like a triangle or so. Why am I describing this to you? There's a freaking map.
Yeah, there's a map. You have a map. You
Why
have
am I-
several maps, I think.
What am I doing with my life? You're like around here, roughly. I mean, you as a character don't know this map, right?
Right.
But GPS wise, you're at the ping. You're a little bit like
Yeah.
northwest of Bath.
Right. As Gareth has probably seen the maps where it makes everything just a square. It doesn't matter what it's depicting.
Right. And this is the first time you realize that it is the year 491.
Beryl, this might have been the longest week of my life. And for you, I understand it might have been longer than that.
Week? What?
I was gone a
No,
week.
it was more than a week. It was months.
For you, yes.
Well, how
And
long?
for both of us, it's been actually About a year.
And that's when the sister's like, no, it's been about a year based on your story. You must have had a fascinating journey here. And like, let me get you another bowl. As like your bowls are completely empty of soup.
Yeah. Oh, something I would mention is Gareth will only drink water and will only have watered down soup.
Yeah.
He's doing, I don't know if like the vows thing is a thing yet, but he's at least informally taking like a vow of abstinence, I guess.
Temperance, kind of.
Temperance, yeah. It's I think he's
no
got
carbs.
Yeah, I'll explain if you want why he's doing that. Yeah. But it has to do with the horn situation, the cornucopia.
Never pressed the transition on the screen, so chat never saw the map. I'm sorry, y'all. I had it in studio mode like a dummy. I remember how to stream one day.
One day.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure what you call that, but yeah, that's definitely a vow.
Mm-hmm.
Not like a vow of fasting, but it's some sort of.
I think
asceticism.
Gareth saw the Lord of the Feast, his actions and the actions of the knights there, right, as embodying a selflessness that he himself lacked.
Well, you're holding an ever full cornucopia.
Yeah, and so he's decided he is not going to indulge in that kind of feasting until he believes he is worthy of sitting with the Lord of the Feast and having that quality of service that he feels he lacks.
That's pretty awesome.
There's a lot of like water and bread in his future.
Furthermore, you've definitely been more convincing enough to Beryl, right, based on your previous roles, that Beryl's been following in your footsteps.
Oh God!
While you hold this cornucopia.
When I finally tell him he doesn't need to learn from me, that he's a better knight than I was, now he's deciding to learn from me.
Yeah, of course. That's how irony works.
It's Life from Brian. I'm not the Messiah. He is the Messiah.
Yeah, because only the Messiah would say that would be so modest, right? Like, dude, you have a literally ever full cornucopia. He's gonna listen to you.
I still have that.
Yeah.
Or I thought I gave it up to.
Oh, you had one. Oh wait,
yeah.
No, you had the sword. That's right. Oh, yeah, you did give it back. Never mind. My head, I
gave it all back.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so he's not like Yeah, that's right. Of course, because you're chasing the hair. I don't know what my brain was doing.
That's all right.
Okay, cool.
This week's been a long month.
Ooh. Yeah, I think so. And you also have a calamity, but you don't have to worry about that because that's not what's going on right now.
Yes. Colin has to worry about that. Gareth.
Yeah, that's a problem for future you.
Yeah. Good
stuff, everybody. Cool. So I think what's gonna happen here is I don't want to do a feast for just one person.
That's fine. I think winter is springtime the time for building or like setting up projects.
It is.
I think that I'm not sure that Erwin would attend a feast after a wedding and then last year. So
kind of Easter. It's not like you
like really go optional. Out on top. Don't I mean, if it is Easter, I don't have an option. Yeah.
Is Easter a good time for Gareth to return? Does he return at the feast?
That's actually a pretty interesting question. Can you, now that you know where you are and you know what the time is, I feel like we have a scene of you like, montage galloping, which might be like an energetic test.
Yeah, like we're gonna do the cool transitions between Gareth getting cleaned up and introducing the audience to the new look for the character in the second season, and then between the montage of him traveling with Beryl, pounding hoofbeats, then a humorous spat outside of an inn, and then more riding, Beryl riding the wrong direction. Like we've got a lot of options for the visual side of it.
Yeah. Well, let's see what your energetic test is.
Energetic is one of my good ones. Yeah.
That is a good one. Okay. The test was to see whether or not you will make it back in time for the feast without hurting your animals or doing anything recklessly, and you pass. So, welcome back. So, I guess then we are doing the feast.
It was all because I
you were
really love the feast mechanics.
Yeah, no, it makes sense to me.
I will railroad us into every feast.
No, it's a good plan. Okay, so I guess the question here would be then you're just pretty much arriving as is, so your appearance is not going to be great, Colin.
No, I think Gareth would make an effort to be clean, but he is not presenting at all ostentatious.
I think so. Yeah, let me cut you over to the feast, and then we're gonna have to be making appearance tests, and I feel like this is kind of treated like you were not kept up.
Fair.
So I think this is probably like I think it's something like a -4.
Okay.
That sound right?
Appearance -4. Is it -5? I thought it. Maybe not. I don't know nothing.
Oh, get this. I feel like there was a. So. Wow. Okay. So you're still dashing enough to be seated near the salt, which I guess makes sense. Is that everyone's so interested in the story of where the hell you have been, that you are absolutely appeared in.
Not so much.
Yeah. Important question, Eric.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Important question. When Gareth arrives, does he do the Viggo Mortensen opening of the double doors in Two Towers? Is that
Aragorn?
I've been living my life trying to channel that energy, and
yeah, you show up fashionably late to the feast, right? As it's like underway and no one's expecting, and the music kind of stops, and we just hear you like as the doors open, and then comes you, and
perfect.
And then slowly after, Beryl peeks around and feels it's the dramatically right amount of time to also come in. Yeah, and everyone cheers. I'm not penalizing you for abandoning the battle. I was discussing about that with me and some other GMs, and like I would be like technically within the rights to give you a -1 to your honor, but apparently your passion was like compulsory, and that
honor,
yeah,
yeah.
And so it's not
19.
Really,
it's
really, I don't know. How do you feel about it? Do you feel like you deserve a -1? I was saying you
yes.
don't. Okay.
Well, so my honor is compulsory. But the passion I rolled was actually love of Lord, which was voluntary.
Well, the Earl was trying to rally everybody, and that's why you were causing it. So yeah. Okay. I'm negotiating with myself back on this. Yeah, you don't lose any honor yet for this one.
Works for me.
Cool. And then Jim, you got a 15, so you failed.
Yep, fails.
Below the salt.
That's where Sir Erwin is comfortable.
Yep. So
this is awkward.
Boy, you know what it is? I think through some sort of series of events, Braid pulled some strings and had you not here and seated at that table. Oh, it was an oversight.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to complain? And be like, I think I deserve a seat at the right spot?
Yeah.
Or not?
I want to see what my traits say, because
you're modest AF.
He's like, he no longer gets the bonus for it, but he's still 15, right?
Yeah.
On modesty, and
which is why I'm asking you this question now, because normally you'd be like, and you're fine with it, Mr. Modesty.
Yeah, Mr. Modesty. Although I think he's known more now for his valor. That's the only other trait he's got at 16. Yeah.
Do you want to test modesty versus your pride and see which one wins?
Yeah, I think so, because like he's used to the lower table, but there was last year.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what, man. This game is so nice. I find myself in other games being like, what would my character do? If only there were emotional traits I could roll in way over.
Right.
It's actually kind of nice sometimes, and you're not sure how to decide. But so here we go.
Let's test them. So modesty first.
Does Erwin have a moniker?
Yeah, they're like, here's your seat, Sir Erwin. And he's like, this is not the right seat. It's like, yeah, this is for Sir Erwin of Biswick. Like, no, I'm Sir Erwin of Chalderton. I'm a more
Not
famous,
right?
More famous Erwin.
Okay, so you failed your proud and you succeeded your modesty. So you won't. You'll definitely you won't put up any sort of ruckus. No. But Saintguard does have a good question. Do you think you earned a moniker in that battle, or like anything that someone would call you?
I mean,
or just in life right now.
Yeah, I don't have one like locked and loaded, ready to go. But I do think after the battle, like I was impressed, honestly, with how Erwin fared. But I don't know how I know how he did in his little pocket of the battle.
To me personally, go ahead.
You captured 2 Saxons, not just regular Saxons.
They're house guard, right?
House guards,
right?
What if you're Erwin Mancatcher?
Ooh.
I don't know. My personal, maybe I'm into it. I want to float this to you. I don't think monikers are something that you all get until you have like 5,000 glory.
I could see that as well. I could see. I mean, this might be something
when you cross the 5K threshold. Is that you will get them? No. I'm just saying to me, like that's what it thinks of. Like,
I think
you're not notable enough.
Sure.
You don't have a moniker, but you do have a nickname. But it's to your friends.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Mancatcher is something that a friend would refer to you as, but no one's gonna. Uther's not gonna call you. Or the Earl's not gonna call you
as Mancatcher. Okay,
that's fine.
I like that actually. That does make sense. That there's
amongst his peers.
Bulwark is good. Yeah, Saxon Taker.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bloody Arm.
Oh, I would watch Jim's face like half covered in blood and just says Saxon Taker.
Yeah,
like your WWE persona. Okay,
suddenly played by Mads Mikkelsen for some reason.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I'm into it. Yeah. I'm into it. Cool. All right. Anyways, let's get on to this feast.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. Time. Thanks everybody. Let me get some feast and music.
I think coming in, Gareth would try and approach Erwin like very soon. Like definitely not going to sleep on that.
Sure.
But he's also not going to be super forthcoming. He's going to go up, embrace Erwin, sort of whether Erwin wants to or not. Just like just comes right up, then hold him at arm's length and says, "The dreams I've dreamed, Erwin, extraordinary, and I shall tell them to you at a better time." And then he's just going to slip by him to above the salt where his seat is.
I just feel like, has he been back? And immediately Erwin's keeping an eye out for Ferumbus and seeing if he's present.
No sign of Ferumbus.
You would also probably
you could do some gossip or intrigue about Ferumbus or anything.
I might.
You might also wonder why Gareth's eyes are green right now. Yeah, he used to have blue eyes. They're green right now.
Green eyes. He's just like, all right. And especially if Gareth goes on up, because then that's more. That's something that Erwin's sort of used to. Maybe Gareth has come back and he's just messing with her. Like, what's he up? What's he at? Kind of not like suspicion, but just curiosity more than anything. All right. Yeah, I think I will attempt, and dice gods help me, am I better at gossip or intrigue? Or I guess it's the same.
No,
because I don't have a gossip skill.
Well, it's not gossiping, it's courtesy.
Oh, I'd much rather do courtesy. I'd much rather approach this.
Cats are going buck wild right now.
Yeah, I'd much rather approach this above board.
You're okay. You're not notable yet with 4,000 glory, right?
Not yet.
Okay, so What are you just doing? Cards?
33.55. Well, I'm in lieu of cards. I would do the action, right?
Yeah. All right, so you're doing the gossiping.
Yeah.
And you're gossiping with intrigue, particularly.
Not courtesy.
I'm sorry. Yeah, the courtesy.
Okay.
I don't know why my brain is the size of a pea today. Forgive me. Thank you.
Third base.
That's right. That's it. Depending on the time of day, my brain is a variable size. And
cool.
He's not any good. He's not any good at this part.
And this was about. Well, this was about Frumbus, right?
Frumbus, yes.
Okay, and you were kind of asking about him and anything, and yeah, I think the answer to this question is no idea, but that's not as fun as dramatic irony.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a cut to Frumbus traveling through some kind of wooded area. It's kind of undisclosed, and that's when he sees the signs of a camp, and he's a good tracker and knows what he's doing. You go to the track and you see him peer through kind of like the bushes and stuff to see, and it's a camp set up like a Roman camp would be here. And so there you go. But no idea.
Sure, nobody knows. Yeah.
Sorry, friend. Yeah,
that's all right. Thank
More
you.
wine. And
No.
Yeah.
He'll go back to his seat.
It's parsley bread, by the way. Everyone's favorite parsley bread.
Oh,
Garlic's bread's uglier cousin.
yeah. Just to help with your digestion.
Yeah.
Gareth is gonna look on with wishful eyes and just get some servant's bread.
Really? Do we notice this? Does Gareth make a big to-do about?
He's not making a big deal of it. He's like,
Ooh.
he will take a plate, right?
Yeah.
But he's gonna kind of push it around his plate and just stick the water. I understand this might be difficult to do without insulting someone.
Depends. It depends on what you want to do. Gareth, you are getting a thing of geniality because of your position. And what would you like to do in your turn here in the feast? This feast is about 2 rounds.
I'm drawing from the deck always.
Yep. Draw 2,
Always.
pick 1.
Draw 2, pick 1. Wah, wah, wah. Let's see what I've got.
Roasted chicken and pheasant wings is called the Duke's Wings. Sounds good.
The Duke's Wings.
What's
All right,
bream?
So we got generous knight. A rich and generous asks you about your circumstances at home.
Rich and generous knight asks you about your circumstances at home. Yeah, they're probably referencing where have you been back? What happened? You haven't been there for your manor. Your stuff's in disrepair.
The other is young braggarts. Several young knights are becoming progressively wilder, trying to one-up each other. I want to take that one.
Oh, they're telling juicy stories about
They're telling juicy stories, and it's can Gareth resist the urge to tell his juicy story? Because it's not. Yeah, I'm gonna do that one. I'm choosing that one.
Oh yeah, awesome. So it's that classic scene of these two people at each other's faces, being like, well, last at the Battle of Lindsay, I did this thing and stuff, and this winter I did this for Christmas and stuff. And then we just have that anime villain with the glasses, huh?
Yeah,
picks on your
failure. And no, this is perfect. This is what I expected to happen, because my pride has been slowly slipping.
Yeah,
yeah. So they're telling stories, and Gareth just is kind of you've seen nothing. I've peered into the realm of fairies. I dined with the Lord of Feasts, and did battle with maidens so fair that their hair would put Judas to shame.
They just can't hold it in.
Yeah.
Okay, weirdo. And they literally just fist
They
bump
just
each
okay
other.
boomer me and move on.
No, that's exactly what these young knights do. They're just whatever. Okay, buddy. Weirdo. Yeah, they just don't believe you at all, and so you lose a point of geniality.
Yeah.
Yeah, they literally
throw
just
this
don't
card
believe
away?
you.
I'll put it down there.
And also, it's like you are a weirdo because you're also like
Yeah.
not even eating the food, and you're like
Yeah.
the things I've seen, man. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about these sea beams, man.
Camps on fire off the shoulder of Orion.
Yeah. Like no one understands. That's good. And that's also not even worth any geniality. That's just a rough card.
Yeah, it's not a great
Right.
card.
Well, Jim's grabbing a coat, so Colin, how would you go again?
Yeah, all right, no worries.
I assume you're doing cards.
Yes. Why would I choose something else? Center stage. The host calls upon you to entertain with a story, music, or song. Orate, play, or sing. Oh, I think I invested in one of those. I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah.
More
or
food. I think I gotta go to the first
Orate
one.
makes a lot of sense.
Orate makes a lot of sense.
So
let me check to see.
Jim, I took the initiative to let Colin go twice. Just because you weren't there. And this actually kind of makes sense, and this will build right on the dove. Like this is following right on the coattails of that last scene, right? When people are laughing.
Yeah.
Now the Earl's like, yeah, no, tell us.
12.
Tell us what did happen.
And I pass singing. Yeah, so they're laughing at me, and Gareth just stands up and sings a song about his time in the realm of fairies and the supernatural. He speaks about a feast where the knights leftovers.
Oh my god! Beryl helps you. I succeeded. I got a 3. I rolled what his singing was, and he's like doing backup singing for you.
You asked me what sort of like secret handshake like would show that Gareth had interacted with the supernatural.
Yeah.
And like this is definitely part of it. Like him and the squire, just the way they do in fucking musicals. Just apropos of nothing with no planning, singing a song that rhymes and is gorgeous.
Yeah, he does the other lines. Oh my god. Yeah, it works. Oh. Wow. So what do you win with center stage? That sounds incredible.
It's worth 1 geniality, and I succeeded, so it's worth another geniality.
So you would auto gain a geniality for your turn. You would gain an additional one for the card.
I get 2 if
and
I'm above the salt, right?
You're near the salt.
Oh,
Not
JK.
above the salt.
Yep, you're right. That was last. I mixed it up.
Oh my god, that's so good. So yeah, so it's this great ballad of sort of like a little rhyming story about these knights, the Horn of Plenty.
Mm-hmm. Toss a wing to your squire, oh horn of plenty, oh horn of plenty. Oh.
Yeah, and that's when Beryl comes in. Yeah. Oh, that's so good. Oh man. Okay, cool. Epic. I love feasts.
I like going back to back because I like going back to back because Erwin sees all of this, right? It's just like from below the salt. He's like
confused. Has anybody heard what happened to him? You know, just like wondering aloud.
She's singing. Shut up.
Right.
All right. Yeah. What do you want to do for your turn?
Oh my god! So I drew cards, and I
Okay.
drew 3, I believe. And I know which one I'm going to play, but let me put them out on the table here. 2 of them involve a lady of the court, and I.
Weirdly, no, you do not draw 3.
Oh, I don't. Not because of
the threshold is 4,000 after that. It's like
it doubles
XP levels. Yeah,
I misunderstood it. Okay, then
I didn't know that either. That's why I said 5. I just pulled a number. It's 4,000
Sure.
is notable, and that's when you could
4,000
possibly earn a moniker or an epic.
Well, that's less than 700 away.
Yeah.
So
close to
really. You are so far ahead of me.
It really is. It's that.
I think you're a full 1,000 ahead of me.
I think 800 the last time I looked. But that's who's counting, really, Colin.
Yeah, who's except both of us. This game is now competitive, Jim.
Be more morally lucky.
yeah, I was more young. So I had two that involved a lady of the court. One was like a lady flirting, and then the other is a lost child. Yeah. I kind of think I like this lost child. It's a child tugs at Erwin's clothes and implores him for help in finding their parents. If Merciful wins, Merciful versus Cruel, which is interesting because Erwin has kind of a high cruelty. I don't know how it got that way, but it's like an 8. So yeah, we'll see what
Carrot says nothing.
Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens here. So yeah, that's the one I'm playing, Lost Child.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah, I could nab 2 geniality on it. So let's see.
I think it was a net game for you, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Merciful versus it's 9 versus 11. Actually, I was mistaken. So this will be even more fun. All right, here's Merciful.
Not a great start.
Not a great start. What are you doing to me, kid?
Hey,
they both.
So it's a total fail.
It's a total fail. What is that?
So it's a tie.
All right.
Me sounds like you should. I don't know. It looks like we're gonna have to split the difference here.
Yeah.
Kind of Solomon's baby situation.
Reroll? No.
So
you could reroll, but I don't know. Tell me.
So if Merciful had won, I would help the child, missing the next round of the feast and gaining +2 geniality. And then the other is if Cruelty wins, it's a checked Cruelty.
So I think the answer is that this complicates matters. Trying to think of something that would be interesting for this moment here. Like the obvious answer would be like maybe you
miss the next round but check Merciful.
Like something like that. Yeah, and no geniality.
Okay. Yeah, okay, I like that.
Like they're not thankful about it.
Sure, yeah. Maybe it's like a noble's kid, like someone who's a higher ranking than Erwin, and is just sort of tests his patience and his commitment once he decides to do this.
Oh yeah,
takes a little bit longer. Okay, I like that.
That makes sense to me.
So I'm this next round. Check Merciful.
That sounds like a good failing of both.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so this will be then the last round. Colin?
I did 2.
Enjoy your extra geniality for the turn.
Nice. Wait. Oh, it's going 3 rounds?
Yeah, this is going 3.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was only going 2. All right. Yes, I like the cards. They're like my favorite thing.
I forgot to add something to my notes, which is
okay. Juicy Tales. Well, keep this card. You miss the next round of feast. As you are off somewhere listening to gossip. In subsequent rounds, you may discard this to avoid the geniality penalty imposed by it or gain +5 to an entry roll. Regale the host. You are asked to entertain the high table with a story. But it's an orate, not a sing.
It's also kind of a host. You got to do the host ones.
Oh, I have to choose the host.
Yeah, when you get a host one, you got to do the host.
No,
again, this builds off of the singing, all right? Then you had a meal.
Yeah. We finished singing, and Gareth is kind of as confused as everyone else. And then the host is like, yeah, go on. Now I've got an orate, and my orate is 3.
No problem.
Ah, gosh.
Let's do this.
Yeah. What if I roll passion and then crit fail that and run off again? No, narratively, I like the idea of him fucking up this story. Yeah. And he's like, yes, go on. And Gareth is like, there were woods and a table and the lord of the feast. He was there wearing giant sheets of metal instead of chainmail, and he spoke of the High King in Camelot and how important.
Wait, slow down. What Camelot? Camelot.
Yeah.
How's that?
I confess that I don't know. The logic
This
of
is
the
a
place
dump.
is nothing comes out of Camelot of worth speaking of, but he spoke of the High King in Camelot, and was wearing large sheets of metal, and I fought a lady, and she gave me some of her hair.
that's that's exactly. They're like, yeah. Good. Thank you.
It's a weird Easter feast, y'all.
Definitely.
Right. Is this in Sarum or with
Yeah,
the
this
Uther?
is in Sarum. Yeah, you're
Okay.
not with Uther.
Okay.
Oh, so I was telling this to the Earl.
Yeah. He wanted to know where the hell you've been.
Yep.
All right. Well, glad to see you're back in one piece, and
I made
we'll see you at
Beryl a
muster.
knight, not officially. In my heart, I'm going to sit down now. You okay, Jim?
Beryl. Beryl's gonna be like, what's that? What the fuck is that? What did you do? And no, hold on. So I think Beryl can't let this happen to you.
Oh no! Oh no!
He's
This
gonna
is
come
what
back and be like,
happened.
this man, and he fails. You don't understand. This man promised me that I would be a knight, and his sword. You don't understand his sword. And they're like, please get this squire out of here. And he's like, no, you don't understand. His sword is really cool. Show him the sword.
I gave the sword back, Beryl. I thought I told you that part. It was a good sword. It was a very old sword, but it was still shining bright. This.
And everyone just thinks you're a lunatic.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, so good.
So
Well,
don't.
ding, 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 as the Earl will make an announcement and say that, he was hoping that would have been a little bit of a better opening act, but he's trying to cover some ground here and goes, excuse me, but I do have an announcement to make. People, friends of Sarum and Knights of Salisbury and merchants, guests, travelers, priests. I want to thank you all on this great Feaster Eve, and I wanted to take some time here to announce that I will be seeking a new hand in marriage. It's been long enough it's been the correct amount of time as a widow. I have shown my dear Ellen tremendous respect, and now is the time to move forward for Salisbury, and I'm prepared to do that. And everyone's like, okay. Like, oh, yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, okay, cool. And he doesn't, feel free to make, both of you, prefer to make an intrigue test real quick. Of like reading him.
Do that anyway, because Gareth is still sitting on that information from Ellen's death.
Well, what I would say though is that here's the question though. This is not like a free D&D like, oh hey, you're in the room, make a perception check.
Right.
Roll this at your own peril.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay.
Imperil away. Yes, please.
Sorry. I like to communicate the stakes of things before we do it, but saying that there is a consequence if you so don't just throw in for the sake of it.
Yeah. Gareth is definitely talking people's ears off, just trying to get news from when he was gone.
Yeah. Well, then that's interesting. Yeah, the Earl has a couple suitors already in mind. One of them is a Lady Lila of the Castle of Vigor, or Vigor. And then this is more the other way around, but there's definitely been like this merchant guy talking about his sister here, and that you need to meet him. And this guy is like MrMoneybags.com from London. And you don't think that's the Earl's type, right? Like the Earl wouldn't
Yeah,
marry
no.
just for the money.
No, he wants them childbearing hips, from what I understand.
Well, apparently, yeah. I don't know how you describe childbearing hips as a father about your daughter, but like that's what goes on. You know what I mean?
In the weird like negotiations of medieval marriage, they probably would just say childbearing hips.
Yeah. Oh well, I should have asked my daughter over here. She's just coming of age and just as she's as beautiful as a swan on a spring day, right? Kind of, or I guess whatever they would say as something would be that pretty.
Super breedable. Oh, Dad. No.
Great constitution. Low mileage.
Gross.
Just super gross. But yeah, when you're a merchant, you got to marry up, and there's a great chance.
Yeah.
Right. Cool. So that's how it goes. So there's a couple notes, and I deliberately saw Jim did not want to roll.
No, Erwin is not the intrigue type.
Yeah.
He'd accept it at face value.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you just accept that. Yeah. Okay. Cool. He's gonna be looking at some people. Makes sense. Awesome. All right then. I believe it's time for some mustering.
Mm. Yeah,
and rather than doing
mustard.
the full battle of Tintagel, I think because we've had a lot of battle in us, I think instead what we're going to do is do an abbreviated version of it. Something that I think would be important here is that there would be events happening off screen during the battle.
Sure.
So,
do we have time for a brief sort of catch up between Erwin and Gareth?
Oh yeah. Shit, yeah. Totally. At the feast.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Yeah. I think at near like the end of the feast, as people are filtering out, Gareth is gonna grab like a wine skin and a water skin and just sort of loop an arm over Erwin's shoulders and like kind of guide him off towards the gardens or somewhere they can have
catch him from coming back from that kid.
Yeah. And just like slap the wineskin in his chest and like pop open the water skin himself. Like you remember that hill, that giant, that fucking goat?
Of course.
I lived there. Wherever it was that we had gone. I lived there for 2 weeks.
Under an elf hill?
If that's what we're to call it, then yes. I met my ancestors. I met that bit about Camelot. I didn't make that up. The Lord of the Feasts claimed the High King sat in Camelot, like putting a prize duck in a pigsty.
It's a dump. In the dream.
The Gareth you know is changed. I'm changed, Erwin. Though perhaps you knew this. Perhaps you saw the change in me these many years. That slump towards pettiness and selfishness. Gareth, you have deserved a better friend all these years. I have leaned on you heavily. But I shall lean no longer, no more. And you have a new wife, or perhaps the wife that you should have always had.
Yes. It's well. It's been a wonderful spring, let me tell you. And I had noticed a change, but also you're always had a fire in you, Gareth, a drive for more, and I admired that in you because it gave me a light to guide my own way. But I think we've both changed since the last time we met.
I've heard. Man catcher.
It was a terrible day, but also glorious. And, well, I don't look forward to it again, but at the same time, sitting around does not suit me well. And I look forward to riding to Cornwall. Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, well, your steward said, with the prize cockerel being gone. But
Yeah.
Owen, you're
Yes.
right. We have changed. You and I. But this is Easter, is it not? This is Easter, when our Lord rose from the dead, when Gareth walked back into Sarum, when Owen walked off to help a young boy try and find his parents.
A typical feast, then.
Shall we renew those oaths we swore to each other right before we were knighted? Not in the vain optimism of youth, but in the certainty of our adulthood. Not as an entitlement to our future, but an ambition, a determination to see it through.
A chance to see the oath fulfilled in the spirit that it was always meant, and to renew the bonds that we've had since childhood.
It's good to be back.
It's good to have you back. By any chance, you didn't happen across Sir Ferumbus, did you?
No, in fact, I was wondering rather where he had gone.
I sent him to look for you.
Maybe his term in the Fey realm.
Oh, yes. I believe you, Gareth. At the very least, you are different and changed. And I don't think that would come about if you just lived in the woods for a year.
I can't catch a hare to save my fucking life.
That's too bad. You didn't find any boars then.
No, I've got one waiting for me at home though.
Yeah, and he'll just drink the wineskin and
end scene.
Laugh.
Shit. Oh, I was gonna butt in with Beryl, but I can't follow that up. That's the scene. Of course it is. You won.
Boom.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, that's super.
I gotta go to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh man, that's. Yeah. So you know what? This is actually a good time. Jim.
Yes.
So I think Beryl will kind of talk to you as well. Like he'll grab you aside. I want to talk to you, and he is a little bit in doubt when he comes to you. Says, I don't know if you've seen that, Sir Gareth is back, and well, I just want you to know that everything he said is true. He is.
I believe him.
Oh, that's good. Well, then I guess
his eyes are different.
His heart is different.
He wasn't drinking wine. Is that new?
I think so. Well, to tell you the truth, we haven't had any chance for wine in quite some time.
What do you remember, Beryl?
Once I remember a glowing sword. It was some sort of. That's when I knew it was true. I haven't seen what. I must admit to you that anything that he has said to you, I take on belief. But he left the battlefield without a sword. Ferumbus had his sword.
He did, yes.
And when I saw Gareth again, he had a glowing sword, and
perhaps a Saxon blade that he acquired on the battlefield.
I'm no huntsman, but no glowing sword is grown on a tree or anything in those woods. Gareth is no hunter. There is something, some diamond that's of truth, and I believe that. But,
glimpses of the other world have a way of having the quality of a dream, and we can be terrified by it because it shows us things that are not of this world. Or we can take comfort in it, that there are things far beyond man that move about in the world, and we are but small pieces of that.
I don't know about Gareth Stan's, the Earl, but I was hoping that maybe you being his friend and all, and speaking of what movements of man, maybe you can put in a good word with the Earl to make me a knight?
You've come into your year, I believe, and served your knight well. I think that we will see what the Earl says, but I will vouch for you if it comes to it.
But I would love to march on Tintagel as a knight, side by side with you two. That'd be...
Anyone who stays with Gareth through whatever it is you went through has valor in their heart, Beryl, regardless of where you ride.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. I can't thank you enough. Thank you. And like he's like very happy. Like you got him.
Hand him the wine skin and shoo him
secured.
off.
Yeah. Totally. Cool.
Speaking of squires coming into their own, we get new ones this year, or
we do?
Okay. I was curious. I didn't know if we're not.
Yes, you will be getting new squires as these ones fade out. So here's the thing. So technically, being a knight is not guaranteed. You can spend your whole life as a squire.
Mm-hmm.
You guys were promoted because there was a pressing need.
Mm-hmm.
There's still kind of a need, but it's still also not guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, I think right now, unless nothing is done, Beryl will not be knighted this year. It's not important. It's a formality. He's going to be fighting alongside of you anyways. But to Beryl, that means everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's consider that before we go marching on war. If you wanted to do something in Sarm, make sure this.
I mean,
happens.
if it's a clear that Beryl's not going to get it because he if it's particularly if it's related to events at the battle, then I think that Erwin would. He's not going to lie to Beryl.
Sorry, I have a pair of Cascadian otter goblins just came in.
Oh yeah,
and they are okay.
They're like angry sausages.
They really are, right? So, sorry about that. But yeah, something will have to be done. But the truth is, it's just not a priority. The Earl has a million other things to do right now, and like knighting as one guy is just, or I guess your squire too. You know, it's just not necessarily the thing.
If that's the mood, then Erwin's not going to push it, but he will, console Beryl. Like it's just not the time. Perhaps post battle, once you've won your spurs.
Yeah, I think Gareth
was promised.
Yeah, Gareth is going to go to bat for him. This is the new Gareth. He's not holding on to his political points with the same fear of losing them that the old Gareth would have, right?
Sure.
He needs to be the knight at the table, saving the squire. Yeah, he's gonna go to bat and try and be like, you need knights in the battle. The difference between a knight and a squire is in the heart, and you need that heart with you against Gorlois. Gorlois is not a pushover.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What would you do? So we could either do this for a role, or you could commit something to it and show that like I will give up something in exchange for this. I'll
give up a manor. Right, one of the ones that's promised to me.
Yeah. Don't
give it to me. Right, like he's putting these over my head as incentive.
Yeah.
Gareth is gonna say, take that one and give it to Beryl. Right, it's not really mine anyway.
Ferumbus is missing. So
Beryl's right here.
He can serve in Ferumbus's stead. Right? Is that what you're kind of saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Earl obliges. You took his time, and the fact that this is important to you. But yeah, then you would lose that manor. That manor would default to the Earl.
Yep.
And then Sir Beryl would become just a retinue on one of the 70 various knights in Salisbury.
Yep. So yeah, he doesn't even owe up to me or anything. It's
You would do that for this man, for this boy. Like what the Earl, it's kind of what the Earl says.
I would do that for this man.
Did you really stick his head into a river?
I believe at the time I said that honor is as omnipresent as the water, and if you're not careful, it can.
And that's yeah. Okay. It's like chuckling. It's not like a punishment thing, dude. He's like, did you really do that?
A little
That's
bit.
pretty good. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I tried to drown him, but not very hard. I didn't try that hard. It was
perfect. Yeah. Cool. So then,
but Colin doesn't like losing a manor's income,
yeah,
but
totally.
Gareth gets it.
You're doing, yeah. That's leadership, and Beryl knows it. Beryl. So once Beryl gets his spurs and stuff like that, right? We don't have to have the whole shebang, but he would absolutely find you and thank you. It's awesome. Good job, Colin.
Oy.
So let me just make a quick note for Ferumbus about not only is he on this crazy quest, getting in way over his head, his manners got rented out.
Ferumbus is like almost a PC at this point,
right?
That dude.
Beryl, which is awesome. Okay. Yeah, don't worry. The Ferumbus storyline I have plans for. Yeah, so then it's any other. Maybe we should have a scene with Elaine and you, Colin.
If you want, I don't want to hog the spotlight here.
Oh, I mean, you haven't like been back. We haven't seen you returning back, right?
All right, fair enough. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I think the first thing you see is that Winterborn Gunnet is. No, she would not be in Winterborn Gunnet. She would definitely be in Wilton.
In the manor?
Yeah, in the apartment, right?
Burcombe.
Yeah, so you go back to Winterborn Gunnet, and it was taken care of very well, like in your stead. And so you kind of expected her to be here, but then you find out from one of the various folks that like, oh no, she's currently staying in Wilton. And so you ride back down. It's only a couple of days, and yeah, we have that scene where Lady Elaine is thinking. I think a knight is leaving the apartment. A young knight. I think the obvious answer would be that squire, that rival. I think that makes perfect sense to me.
He winks on his way out. Little shit.
Okay. What's his name? Do you remember his name?
Elad. I don't know.
Elad. Sir Elad.
Elad. Yeah, because he was named after the dude I first embarrassed myself with.
Yep. Sir Elad.
Fucking Elads, man.
So, yeah, Elad gives you a little like chinky wink, and it's like, so the rumors are true. You are alive. Wow, you should better get in there. She's been worried sick about you.
I have your leave. Thank you, Sir Knight. And I'll step past him. Elaine.
Hold on. No, that's kind of impugning him. It's like, are you impugning my honor?
Sir Knight, I don't know your honor, and I shall not presume anything of it, especially not ill. If I have been short with you, it's because the road has been long, and my wife has noticed my absence. So forgive me, and do have pleasant travels on yours.
He lets you go, because he doesn't know what you said. That's too witty for him.
That's fair.
He's like, I don't know what to make of that, but okay. Like a joke that he doesn't get. But he doesn't feel insulted, so he's gonna let it go.
It's ideal.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gareth will step in.
And Elaine.
Yeah. Elaine, light of my life.
And she will run over to you as fast as not spilling wine will take. And she gives you a nice little like friendly hug, like your friends back from on vacation.
Close, friendly hug from your wife.
Yep, a very close, friendly hug. And say, I look at you.
Look at me.
Your eyes.
My eyes.
Yes. They're as green as emeralds. Have you noticed? Have you had a mirror wherever you have been?
No, actually. Elaine. Are we done?
What do you mean?
I look back on our marriage last couple of years. The sometimes unpleasant altercations we've had. The unspoken acrimony that sometimes came up. Because as ambitious as I was, it's not exactly what you wanted.
She snorts about how your brutal honesty.
Mm.
And then she goes, I believe that would be a fair. All right, let me have a glass of water. So he's like, do it properly. He's like, I believe that would be a fair tactical assessment.
Yes, well, and Gareth is going to draw his dagger and flip it around and hold it out to her. My road shall not give you the surfeit of wealth, power that you mayhap want. And so, if you're going to spend the next year, 2 years, 5 years trying to see me off, I'd rather you do it all at once. Otherwise, trust that the man you've married is changed for the better, and to trust that shall see you through. Not my money, not my political acumen. Me, Gareth.
My love, she says sarcastically. I can't kill you out of this docility. It has to be a fair fight. It's half the fun. I don't know if I like this new Gareth, but treat me as a common, just ambitious person. I feel a little wounded.
Well, that may be. I've always respected your intellect and your ambition, but we cannot
You're
any
just giving
longer...
up the game.
Elaine, we have 2 daughters. We have a son I gave up. This is no longer a game. The world around us is dangerous. Saxons at our throats. Querulous dukes at our borders. This is no longer a game, and certainly it's not a game I'm interested in playing anymore. So I repeat myself, if the game is what you're in this for, end it now.
She gives you this really disdainful look, real gross look, and she says, oh, I will not kill you. I will get what I want. I'm going to make you suffer and live every day.
No, Elaine, you still don't understand. There's still a game to be played. It's not between us. Put us on the same side. There are other players out there.
Side with you? Will you be the Earl? Did the Earl proclaim you his next heir?
No.
Duke? Did a Duke?
One
did
of
Uther?
our children.
Did Maddox go off and get decapitated? Are you Uther's son?
One of our children will be ill. And Gareth is saying that.
Why should I trust anything you say after you? When I've heard maddening reports. You attacked Ferumbus. Why should I believe anything? And he's like, well,
I have to go fight Duke Gaulois. While I'm gone, take as much time as you need to learn the truth of these rumors. Sort through them scrupulously. you'll see there's a truth in there somewhere, and I think you're smart enough to see it. And when I return, I can't wait to hear how we are going to move forward.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good scene.
You don't tell a dog not to bite you. You tell the dog to bite someone else.
Yeah, I like it a lot. That's good stuff. Yeah. Again, I feel like you probably just earned a check for intrigue.
That's fair.
But like roleplay wise, that's pretty on point right there. I have to think about her great plans and how she'll believe you. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So then the next thing would be the Battle of Terrible. Bill.
The Battle of Terrible.
So again, I'm gonna keep this abbreviated and rather doing the full battle output. But you all will be mustering. I think worth noting, fellow soldiers going out to battle with you. This go around. I'm not necessarily in your. I like the idea that you just cross paths with a couple of these people, but like Sir Colin, that is going to be at this battle. This will be their first battle.
Okay.
Secondly, Sir Beryl will be here. We have to talk about your new squires. I'm sorry, I don't remember your ex squire. Gareth, wasn't it also Portland or had the same name as someone else?
Frayed is his.
Oh yeah, Frayed. Yeah.
Frayed was his squire.
The inescapable Frayeds.
Right. Who's like the son of someone rather important, if I don't recall, like the master at arms or something like that.
Yeah, and
he's Elad's relative.
It is. Yeah.
The other Elad, the more important Elad.
The more important Elad, the retired marshal.
The wolf.
The marshal. Yeah,
the wolf. Yeah.
Do you call him the pup?
Maybe after that time I dressed him down in Normandy.
Oh yeah, that was so good.
That was great.
This campaign.
I already have a defense in case I was ever called in to defend himself. So just so you know.
Cool. Not gonna lie to you, I forgot that you're getting new squires, so you obviously would have new squires. I just don't know who they are exactly yet.
Sure,
so I'm gonna write some tentative.
Let's see if they survive.
Ysgarn, one of y'all's, and Pendragon is the other.
Ysgarn.
Who's get Ysgarn and who gets Pendragon?
Ysgarn. I'll take. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say Pendragon. That sounds
good.
like
I wanted Ysgarn.
I'm gonna mess up that name every time, but Pendragon is. What kind of name is Pendragon?
Yeah, these have to be like way out of the way weird named manors that they're from, like Norton Bavent.
All right, one of them gets to be a son of a merchant who bought his way in.
Ooh,
you want to do high roll or low roll?
Roll off who gets that guy.
Whoever gets high roll gets to choose.
Okay.
Oh.
All right, that's a pretty formidable hand.
All right.
It's a straight flush. Okay.
I want you to have to figure out how to interact with merchants. So
okay, it makes sense because like maybe it's through Colin or something.
Yeah,
and arranging that.
Yeah. I've been describing there's been more trade between London and here now as a result as this year goes on. It just trade's gonna trade.
Trade's gonna trade.
That's what it does. Being near trade makes you have trade. It's just what. So ultimately, it's coming this way. Okay, so Pendragon is a son of a merchant. Who bought his way into squiredom. Let me do a quick Okay. Yeah, it's actually really hard to assess how good he is, or whether that was a good idea or not. Isgarin. Okay. The bad news is that Isgarin is hot trash.
Yes.
So everyone, your squires start at 15.
Yeah,
So their stats are 15.
The squire page?
It's down at the end of the skills.
Yeah, it's actually on the first page.
Oh, skills.
It's not. Yeah, it's a little weird.
There it is. Okay, found it.
Wow. Okay. Did I just literally just roll that randomly? Okay.
So their squire skill is equal to their age, right? Or do I have that wrong?
Yes. So these are 15-year-old
So
kids.
this is fucking perfect, and I swear to God, like chat can see this on screen. The reason why Ysgarn is a terrible squire is super merciful.
Oh, he's a soft boy.
He is a soft boy.
He's a soft boy.
I roll like 3d6 plus something. I roll 46 plus 3, I think, or something like that. And or maybe just straight 46. I got 20 for his merciful. So he's literally the softest.
He's being a Disney princess, like just covered in butterflies when you first meet him. Oh, Master Gareth, I'm ever so excited.
Oh, this guy. Ysgarin.
Do you think there's a lot of danger in Cornwall?
This is the perfect test for the new Gareth. How much has he actually changed? Here's the human equivalent of a Twinkie. Just soft, vulnerable.
Here's your new lance, sir.
Right.
Like terrified. Oh yeah.
Gareth is like, I either have to protect him with my life or let him die immediately.
Oh boy. That's really good. Okay. So we got our squires.
Awesome. I'm just do we know where Iskran is from?
Oh, not exactly yet. Let me do a holding.
That's fine. No worries.
I got Allington, which there are 2 Allingtons on the map, but we did just see
Gareth never remembers which Allington.
It can't be the Allington that Jim just got.
Okay.
So it's got to be the other Allington. Really frustrating. There's 2 Allingtons. So that's up near Tim Hortons in the north, next to Devise.
Oh, that's right. Sir Erwin, he did get a second.
Yeah, you got a second manor.
That
comes into effect this year.
Okay.
The Earl couldn't. You weren't there to do all the profits and do all that stuff. So
that's right. Yeah. I just forgot that happened last time.
Yep. And it's okay. I didn't update the map with your shield on it too. These are a good reminder. Those double shields. Okay.
So if he got shit, just give me. So figure.
Oh God! I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, what'd you do?
That was gonna be good,
Oh
huh?
boy, I rolled. I got you your random opponents, and I rolled the worst possible result for you.
Are we going to go against the Cornwall's Guard?
Yeah, you literally do.
Giant slayers.
Good. Yes.
Literally, that's like Cornwall's known for.
Yep.
Oh shit, that's right.
Okay. Oh my God. All right.
Awesome. It's all right. We've slain a giant too.
So Beryl got Steeple Langford, according to my notes. That's what Ferumbus had, so he now has Steeple Langford.
Unbelievable. All right, let me go find this guy's stats 1 second. This is what we're doing.
So while we're doing that, the only other thing Erwin would have done is he wanted to build a bower for his new wife. But I don't know if that's...
What is a bower?
It's like a trellis or a gazebo, but made of trees, I think.
So what's
like sculpted trees?
So what's a bowery?
Bowery?
Yeah, a different.
Like BOW.
Like as in the neighborhood and
yeah,
Bowery Boys kind of.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know either. Okay. Sorry.
I
Anyways,
only know
let
it
me
from a
open the manor checklist and add that. So you're declaring you're going to be building this for a year.
yeah.
For sure.
It's only cost 1, no upkeep, and lets me check something romance every or lets me roll romance every year.
Oh yeah, I get that romantic gazebo in your Sims house for the +1 romance. Love it. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, I noted. Do you know how much it costs? 1. Good 1, right? Okay, improvement costs for building.
I think it's a farm.
Oh. Okay. Sure. Power Razor Farms. Yep. Okay. We're fighting on horses. So I think we're just going to pretty much, we're not doing the whole battle intensity part. We're just going to smash cut to you all in the thick of it, horse versus horse, clashing.
Got it.
Just Storm of Swords style. All right. So each of you are against a single notable knight. So this is not like the honor guard of him, but you, obviously Gorwa is close by.
Okay.
You're just a little bit too preoccupied to see where he is, but yes, you are in the thick of it, actually. Sure, I thought this whole year I was going to be like, oh, cool, I'm just going to play them off to the side, just do whatever, and then catch up with the rest of the details. And I'm like, nope, I'm going to roll 6, and you're going to be in the thick of it. Okay,
right.
cool.
Nice. All right.
Can't make this up. All right.
Gareth is going to invoke his honor because he needs to prove himself after his absence. And with this new sense of self, he's like very motivated to be a good knight and like actually do his fucking job.
Sure. Makes sense to me.
Don't you dare crit fail again. Thank Christ. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lump in your throat, isn't there? when you click that roll button.
Now I know how Jim felt that first feast. When you crit fail when you fuck up one passion roll, it sticks with you.
It sticks with you.
So important. Yeah.
Oh, I'm right. I think that loyalty is Uther's simply because this is or Erwin's because Uther, this is a mark against Uther. This is a mark against everyone who was at Lindsay that Cornwall would like break faith with us, and so that's what I'd like to roll.
For sure.
Yeah. Boom.
You're in, and let me roll. Let's see if they're going to invoke their passion this round. No. Okay.
All right.
Cool. So there's a fight going on. Each of you. So literally, imagine sort of like this is probably like a 24 on 24 kind of engagement across rugged forested lands. So you're kind of like running uphill, like it's very wavy, rocky kind of terrain, and it's not great for horses. But you're not going to get off your horse. Just lances are not you can't just, there's no charging. It's all just on your horses and fighting here. It's muddy, but again, that's just for description and not like an effect or anything like that into the game right now. But yeah, so you guys are just fighting tooth and nail against these other knights. This is pretty much like classic combat in the beginning of Excalibur.
Yeah. So we're no charge, not lance. We're doing sword immediately.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right into melee.
Nice. That would have been a crit. No, it wouldn't have. Never mind.
Okay, you beat yours. And Jim?
I got
24.
24, 28.
All right, I got 10. Okay, so they got their armor. So you do 24, which is a crit.
Oh, nice.
27.
Oh, well, they're wearing the same armor as you, so like they got armor for days.
Yeah.
But that's not a great roll.
Nope, not for a crit. Oof. 3 1s.
Okay. So they are doing. So you're doing. Well, let me resolve Colin's first.
Sure.
27 minus 16 is 9. 9. So they take
11.
11. I math. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
11 damage. Thank you, chat. My brain. 11. Okay. They are okay, but that obviously would cause them to make a horsemanship test. They're still on their horse as you hit them. They're, ah! We go again, and then you do 30 points of damage. That's 14. 14. That hurts him. But not enough to cause a major wound. But definitely enough to force a knockdown. And they also stay on their horse. So you guys, so it's just you're slowly winning, but you are
It's a
we
grind.
get the upper hand.
You're grinding. You have the upper hand.
Yep.
We go again.
All right.
This is against Colin. 20. So you gotta beat a crit.
Oh no, I don't.
Okay. This one's against Jim. 16. 17.
Nice.
Sneaking that in there. Colin. Okay, so Sir Gareth. So we have a scene. I think we have this moment, right? So after you hit him, you get him once. He's like through sort of like the face plate and stuff. He gets the shield and kind of gets the mud and things around him. You fight well, knight. And like there's a moment of like talking before this happens, as you know, like you're thinking.
I fight as any knight in service of his lord should.
That we agree. And you know and we would fight well against the Saxons together, as like you're like killing it, but like this is what you got to do, and you know, and it's like, is it a shame that your king is a liar, and like, and that's the part when you're like, and that's when you go,
Tarantino,
and yep, my duke is honorable, and yeah, exactly, and it was, I mean, you're in the middle of a battle, it doesn't matter, and so do your damage, and I will do my damage against. Or I would do the damage against you, and Jim, you're going to do damage to me. All right, so here's the problem. I just did a crit to you. So he's going to do 10d6. 34, more on average.
Minus 16.
Minus 18.
Minus 18?
Your armor, oh yeah, wait, no, minus 16. Sorry, your HP result is 18. You have 18 hit points left.
Okay, yeah. That's, I think in the
major
professional world, we call that an ouchie.
Yeah. Is that a major wound?
Yeah. Major wound. What's major wound? Where is it?
It should be unconscious, major wound, knockdown.
Yeah.
And you do 20, 16.
14, yep.
Ooh, that causes a major wound, which forces him to make a...
Which is pretty usual for this... I'm actually almost unconscious too.
All right. You say, right? You just get critted all the time.
All the fucking time.
All right, so I'm resolving Jim. Jim, your fight here, right? It's like, Goulois! And you just parry that blade out of the way. What do you? What's your battle cry?
I mean, he's just gonna like spur his horse, try to bring his arm down on him, and I think he's just gonna, probably just scream out that these are break faith with our king and surrender, and perhaps there'll be mercy for you. He's just trying to get inside the guy's head.
Sure. Well, you do strike true. He was already hurt, and you're able to keep hitting that. That you're working that side. It's like his shield arm goes down. Oh no, you do. So he fails his constitution. So what happened here is that he took a major wound. And so to keep fighting, he's going to need to I think he makes a con save to keep fighting after a major wound, and or maybe that's under unconscious. I forget now. But one of them forces you. I think for each major wound you take, you have to make a Constitution test. Keep fighting. I think it's that. I think it's after every major wound you make a Constitution check to keep fighting. It's usually what happens when you took a major wound. It's just like the fight's already over.
Sure. And like unconscious is just your unconscious threshold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he fails, and so he can't. He just like falls limp into the saddle. He actually succeeded his step, so he's still in the stirrups.
Well, it's time to let Pendragon know that you got to get your man over here, secure him.
Yeah.
And next round he'll turn on and assist Sir Gareth.
Make an awareness test.
Oh yes.
See
for
if you can
major
find
wounds.
Yeah.
You have to roll against your current hit points to stay up.
Oh, it's not your constitution; it's just your hit points.
Yeah.
He still fumbled it bad. So he didn't. Okay, it's against your current hit points. That's right. Thank you. It's not constitution; it's hit points.
Gotcha.
Well, you passed your awareness. Yeah, so you have a shot. So I was gonna say a failure of this would be you're not able to get to him, but you'll be able to help another knight out. But not for the one that you wanted, you succeeded your attempt.
Sweet.
Right here, right. So you find a shot to like leap and or like to help him, you would have to make a leap across a chasm or something like that, right?
Right, like just big rocky outcropping thing.
Yeah, exactly,
Gotcha.
right? Like you just got to split up, and so we have that quick moment of like he goes down and then his horse like keeps running, right?
Yeah.
And as you like veer around and look around for Gareth, and you see Gareth fighting, and you hear him calling out and stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
the Duke Gaulois is honorable, as you're like they're fighting, right? And yeah.
You hear the clang, you're like, oh, that's definitely Gareth's helmet.
Look for
I've
the
heard
sound
that
of someone
enough
getting
times.
wounded. Yeah.
Somebody got lit up.
That's Gareth.
That's the Gareth noise.
Oh boy, you just
Right.
got washed. Yep.
Oh.
Yep. Okay.
Yep,
That's
yep.
All right.
awesome. Yeah, so you're able to make it over there. So now it's going to be 2-on-1.
Oh, thank Christ.
All right.
So he's going to have to split his stuff. So he's going to do 11-10.
He's got 21. Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
ridiculous.
11 to you, Colin. No, I think at that point, if he's going to fight two people, he's going to try to go for his passion for Gaulois, right?
That's
Makes
so
sense to
close
me.
to a crit. Oh, I guess it is a crit because it's over 20.
All right, so he does get his 10. So he's going to be rolling it. So instead of 31, he's going to be rolling. He's still going to do 21 against you and doing 10 against Jim.
Okay.
Because he passed his passion.
Okay.
So same as it ever was against you, Colin.
So I got a
so-
25. So
Yeah, well,
he
he can use a shield as
Yep,
he
that's
eats
fine.
your full crit. And under 10 against you. Oh, we got a success.
Oh, hey.
And you also got a success, Jim?
Yeah.
19? Yeah, okay. All right, so you're both going to be doing damage to him.
Yeah.
I think
12
he's...
and
Oh,
19.
that was my bad. Should have been the first. I didn't mean to roll a critical.
So 12
12.
is just the first row.
12, so no damage from Jim, but he's already got hurt a little bit. That's a pretty big roll there, Colin. 35 minus 16 is 19. 19. That just knocks him straight down. He is passive
Nice.
unconsciousness. He can make a roll. No more corn hit points.
Good to have you back, Gareth.
I think Erwin's charge like disrupts him enough that Gareth has the room to like get that blow in.
Oh, for sure. And then, this is the next part of this battle here. Again, this is like kind of happening. I didn't describe this well enough, but this isn't happening during the day. This is happening as part of like a nightly attack. Okay. So to set the scene a little bit more, there's also like your camp has been attacked at night, and like you've rallied, and so it's sort of like this raid versus raid, like counter like raid as much as you can. That's going on here, and this is the part when you see like back at camp, like the sort of like the main host of the attack, and you have a chance to rush over there. Is you see Prince Madoc. Kind of holding the Pendragon banner against the flames of the tents and being like, "Rally to the banner! Rally to the banner!" As like everyone's else is around, as you guys were like on like watch, which is why I guess you're already armored and stuff like that. The material, right? And that's the part where you see like the Duke kind of like closing in on Prince Madoc.
Ooh.
And so
Ooh.
time to rush over there.
Yeah.
Can we intercept the Duke? That would be a hell of a ransom.
Right? Try. So I think what you're gonna need to do is it's not just I need an energetic and an athletics here.
Okay.
To ride hard.
Okay.
Just barely make it.
Sorry, horsemanship, not athletics.
Horsemanship.
And horsemanship. Here we go.
Mm.
The horsemanship I get a 10 to because of my
Not for Erwin.
inspiration.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay. Did you roll horsemanship, Jim?
I have not rolled horsemanship. Yes. I'll roll it real quick. And our passion rolls only apply to skills, not trait rolls.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Okay, so your horse is fine. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and I think Colin's going to be the only one who's able to get in there in time.
Yeah.
The one who's, by the way, 2 hit points from unconscious.
Hey,
yeah.
All it takes is 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's
cool. So I think, yeah, you're going to come into the fight between the Duke and Prince Madoc as they get ready to fight each other and kind of like have like the showdown here. Okay. You see them like they have a couple like swings here and there as you see the opening with your energy and your vigor and your horse, and you're just like riding in there. Yeah, and you're gonna try to take a
smooch between Leggett's ears.
You're gonna,
come on, boy.
And you're gonna go strike against Gorlois.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's do it.
Yo, that's not a great roll.
An 11.
Got the noodle arms over here.
That is not good.
That's really bad.
+1. You rolled better than him though.
That's great.
I actually literally rolled worse. That's good. So do your damage. And like as you're coming in, he's fighting. He's like, "Where's your father?" As like Gorlois is like going down on Madoc. Just like swing, and 13. Yeah, so you don't do any damage to him. It's ineffective. Yeah, no, this is perfect because it's like this great epic fight against these like people with way more glory. They have like 3 times as much glory than you do, right? Like, these people are just like the protagonists. This is why they're named in the credits of these movies, right? And you're just the random people. As you just you just charge in there and you get like 1 slash at him and it just shings off his armor. Nothing, or like he just blocks with his shield. Prince Madoc tries to take a lunge, he bats it down, and that's like really the part when oh my god, when the Duke is like, "Where is the king, Madoc?" As he like comes down at him again and again, and Prince Madoc stumbles, and you can turn around and you have another chance to attack him right now.
Yeah.
Sure.
Especially if I'm protecting Prince Madoc.
Yeah, absolutely. His sword
Prince.
Right now, he has been impassioned. His sword skill is 33.
Nice.
Oh.
Am I?
I rolled well.
The fray yet?
Yeah. You'll be available to get into this as well.
All right. You can just see like moments before Gareth hits the line, before the rest of us catch up.
Actually, horsemanship, because the problem is that you could get there in time, but do you have the wiggle room?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Do you have the angle? Because otherwise you might only be able to support him. Yeah.
Yeah.
17 is that's good. Okay. No, you're able to get in. Okay. Cool. So he's going to devote. So he's going to fight 3 people right now. He's going to have to split some stuff up. He's going to have to split it. He's really focused on Madoc, so I really think he should get the brunt of it. So he's going to get the better half. So he's going to get 15. You're going to get. So this is against Madoc. Well, I'm subtracting 15, so there's 16 to play with right now. 18 to play with. Because it's 33. So the 33, so 18 to play with. So I guess that's 9 apiece. Fails. Fumbles. Okay. Cool.
Which one's which?
Sorry, Colin's is the top one, and this bottom one would be against you, Jim.
Okay.
So I deal a crit without his shield.
Yeah.
And then Erwin disarms him. Isn't that what a fumble does?
Except he just no,
Except they just crit.
you just critted. Okay.
Oh my god. Are we
That's
gonna
3.
take a
Yeah.
Duke ransom?
I think you might.
Not with the 27, but still.
Okay.
Yeah.
These are some really big numbers. Okay. And he doesn't get his shield for these. 10 plus 10. I think you got
29 and 17.
All right.
I imagine Gareth gets in on his shield side and levers him out of the way, and when Gorlois raises his arm up, that's when Erwin just takes the sword out of his hand with one blow to his arm.
Man catcher intensifies. Same card.
Man catcher intensifies.
I mean, he can't stand up to that punishment.
Sure.
I think the problem though is that as we wrap up, you are now like I think Gorlois goes down, but it's like his guard are like literally around him right now.
Right.
And
taking him down is not capturing him.
Right.
Yeah. Now you were boxed in against two guards apiece, and I think that's probably where we'll call it for the night. But you have Madoc and these 4 guards are 6 guards total.
As much as I like the idea of taking a Duke, I have 2 hit points to play with. So maybe we take our prince and they take their Duke.
Yeah, I don't think parlaying is part of this game at this point. I think you're in too deep.
The real chivalry
They're pod
is the
committed.
Friends we made along the way.
Right.
But that's where we're ended
Friends
today.
buried along the way.
Oh boy, Pendragon.
Pen fucking dragon.
Good to be back. Back in the saddle. Say it every week.
Very much.
Yeah. This game's super special,
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. I can't make this up. Apparently,
I mean, you literally can because it's an RPG and that's what we're doing together.
True. Touche.
It was a magic moment.
But I truly think that I am so ride or die on random tables and leaving things up to dice, and it has truly rewarded me with one of the most amazing campaigns so far. This has been super cool.
Yes.
I'm really, really happy about it. I do have one announcement though. It's not really my own announcement, but I did just see that Chaosium had an interview, and apparently they're coming out with a new version of Pendragon in the next 2021. However, obviously pandemic, maybe things change.
Right.
But a Greg Stafford complete edition is basically their idea of compiling everything and making the game he wanted in a way that not really editing the rules, but just presenting them in more approachable, just a compilation of everything into the definitive edition, basically.
Yeah.
Like the rule cyclopedia of
Rule cyclopedia. Yeah, exactly. The rule cyclopedia of Pendragon.
Yeah.
So apparently that's coming out. There's literally, and this isn't just hearsay. This is the guy Chaosium being interviewed saying it. So awesome. I'll find the link to it somewhere, but this is true.
Juicy.
So, yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. I would love to have that. Apparently, rather than just doing the Great Pendragon campaign, they're going to break it into different books for the different ages, which I think would be nice. Because probably more digestible. But anyways,
yeah,
god damn,
I get
less
that.
Intimidating, certainly.
Right?
Yeah,
I love it.
I like both ideas because
Book of Feast needs to be core.
Book of Feast needs to be fucking core. I fucking love it. No, so on the one hand, yes, the book the core rulebook isn't great on giving you ideas of like, okay, what's kind of going on at this period of time versus other periods of time. And the Pendragon campaign is like all about like the transitions between these times. At the same time, I love the Pendragon campaign because it's like you don't play just one age. You play Arthuriana, all of it, beginning to end. I like that. So maybe we can have both somehow. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you just play through each book. They're just I can put more words towards each part of the game. Is the logic, I think.
I get that, I guess.
More NPCs.
I can see it being
ideas.
intimidating. Yeah. It's like 80 years of gaming, as opposed to, well, you just play this little snippet. The Enemy Within's broken up into a bunch, and I've run that before, and it's like, it's really fun, and you can sit and, because they're smaller pieces, easier to digest.
Yeah, like Adventure Path books.
Yeah.
And then like or like
gotta get them all, gotta complete the set.
It'd be cool. Anyways, that's what I'm interested in. And let's see. The only announcements as we go out, I mean, Pendragon's going to keep playing through the pandemic as long as we're healthy, as long as the internet's still like around.
Yep.
We're going to keep going strong.
Yeah.
Colin?
Hi, I'm Colin Vulcanet. I'm one half of the Phantom Roll Booth. We do RPGs and RPG adjacent stuff. You can catch my partner on the Gold Heart group on alternate Saturdays. I don't know if they're doing Waterdeep or the Dungeon the Mad Mage, but they're playing a just disaster trash fire of a character. That's great. So check them out. That's Gold Heart group. They're a good channel.
Yeah, they have good overlays.
They
Nice.
do. Leone does. I think Leone does almost all the overlays. They look gorgeous.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Recognize talent. Jim?
Yes, I am Jim Davis of WebDM. We've got some really good videos coming out recently. I don't know if you caught this last week's on fudging die rolls, but it's fun. Next week's, or I guess this week's, is a video on how to win D&D. So if you're curious about how to win D&D, you'd watch that one and check it out. But
that's some clickbaity shit that I will every time. God, yes.
And then we got something special in a couple of weeks for our 5-year anniversary. 5 years of WebDM. Insanity is what it is. So keep an eye on the channel and check those out.
I don't know who does your thumbnails. Can I ask that?
That's our producer Travis, in conjunction with Emma and some others for like just what
they are just. Oh my God, they're just.
We want to get a calendar of them.
Yeah,
of the best hits to sell.
They are hits after hits. It's good.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then there's me. Right now, a lot of my games wrapped up. Dogs of Duskwall wrapped up. My Wrath and Glory game wrapped up. But what's not wrapped up is I've begun playing a BattleTech plus Pendragon mashup called Oath of Endosteel as part research for my own mech Pendragon-y kind of game. And it's part because my friend AP is running it. It's AP Gaming Reels channel. But if you YouTube Oath of Endosteel, you can see character creation in the first part of the episode. But we are doing it. We are doing the dream of being Federated Suns Knights on this random planet with a child heir. The 300th pilot of these legacy mechs, and it's super fun. I love BattleTech so much, and I love that I get to do, I don't know, the Pendragon plus the mech parts, right? I get to talk about AC5s and missiles and hit locations, using this radio chatter and like doing all this stuff,
God,
right? It's amazing. It's so good. So, anyways, that's it. I'm gushing over it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. What was the channel again? AP
Gaming's Reels channel. Yeah. Oath of Endosteel. I know I've seen some people from Pendragon already over there. But if you haven't heard about it, check it out. It's really cool. Thanks.
Nope, there it is. Found it.
Cool.
Dope.
And that will get rid of us for tonight. We'll be back next week, everybody. Thank you so much. And again, stay safe through this weird stuff. All right. So take care, everybody.
Nice.